What's up, loved ones? Good evening. Welcome to the Love Seat Dialogue. I am Pug, or Will, however you know me as. This is my wife, Demeter.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm good. How was your day?
My day was cool. It was smooth today, not too bad. My week, maybe a little something different.
Man, that snow ain't no joke.
Man, if you in Northwest Indiana right now, then you know the snowstorm that we had the last 2 days was crazy.
Yeah.
What was your experience like day
Well,
before yesterday when it first started?
I was at home. I didn't go out the house.
You was blessed.
Yes. Well, I had to work on Saturday, so whenever I do that, I have to take a day. So I chose Wednesday since I knew the storm was supposed to come. Oh, and it came. So I was,
You was in the house.
yeah.
Fortunately, didn't have to leave.
No.
I was out there in the elements. I'm talking about out there shoveling, and it was smooth during the day. But I get home around in the early afternoon, maybe about 3, 4. I was coming home day before yesterday, and I realized I couldn't even get in my driveway. I'm talking about the snow was like up to my knees.
Yeah.
So I had to park in the middle of the street, y'all. And when the snow like this outside, I ride with a shovel in my back seat just in case. Because you see people on the side of the road all the time, stuck. I don't want to be one of those people, so I got a shovel in my back seat. But I couldn't get in my driveway. The snow was high. I was defeated looking at it. So I parked in the middle of the street, got out the car, got the shovel out the back seat. So I started shoveling. And I'm like, man, I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm going to be out here a while because we got a long driveway, y'all. About 15 minutes into it, it's still snowing outside. I hear some noise. And it was it was a man, the guy who shoveled the community. He just hit the block. And I just put my head down because I'm like, I know he's coming up this street, coming our way. And sure enough, he was. So I had to jump in the car. And it's still snowing outside. So mind you, about 15 minutes went past. I got snow all on my back window. I couldn't see nothing. So I backed all the way back, trying to make room for this guy to shovel our street. So I'm reversing all the way to the corner so I can turn around so he can come through with no problem. Ain't been stuck all day. I get stuck on our corner on the block. I'm moving so fast I left the shovel in our yard.
No.
So I'm out there on the corner, man, tire just going like this, spinning. So the guy in front of me waiting to see if I'm able to, get unstuck so I can move out his way, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I see our next door neighbor. She's an older Latino woman, I believe.
Yeah.
So she run to my rescue with a shovel. She come down, she starts shoveling. Now the shovel...
Wait, disclaimer. I was in the house making him some broccoli, potato, and cheese soup, so I didn't hear any of this.
Why you gotta do a disclaimer, baby?
Because I didn't want people to think that I was in the house, looking out the window or
Yeah.
something.
Okay, she had no idea any of this was going on. I'm on the corner just stuck. All right? So the next door neighbor, she runs down with a shovel. She's trying her best to help me, but the snow is thick. So she ended up handing the shovel to me. While I'm out the car, trying to dig myself out. Mind you, the guy in the plow truck was right in front of me like, man, what's going on? He's just waiting on me to move out his way.
Oh, my God.
Right? So, got another neighbor, a younger white gentleman. He runs down to the corner with his shovel. So we basically shoveled me out, and they had to give me a push start to get out the way. So with all that said and done, I gets back in front of my house, still can't get in my driveway. So the gentleman who came down to help me, he said, give me a minute, and I'm gonna go get my snow plow, and I'm gonna help you out with the driveway. Now we've been in this home almost 3 years, going on 3 years, and I can honestly tell you guys, this was the first time it ever hit me where I said I need a snowblower.
Yeah.
Like I really need a snowblower because what would have took me maybe 2-3 hours to do, I watched that man come over and do my driveway in probably about 20 minutes. I was like, wow, a snowblower, do it like that, huh? Make it that easy.
Yeah.
I need a snowblower. I was on my way to Menards the very next day. But I didn't even tell you this. One of my guys, one of the older gentlemen at work told me, don't do that.
Why?
Don't go to Menards and buy you a snowblower right now. He said...
the prices are hiked up?
He said they've hiked up right now. He said, wait till after this season. He said, put your money to the side. Wait till after this season and go to Menards, or he said, I prefer Home Depot.
Yeah.
He said, and if you can, get a veteran to buy one for you, because it's going to take maybe $50 to $80 off your snowblowers. This guy was a veteran. He said, if you don't get me to do it, get another veteran. Make sure a veteran go in and get it for you, and you're going to save about $50 to $80.
Okay.
But he said, make sure you do it after this season. And I went in Menards anyway because I wanted to get an idea of what they were costing for a good one.
Yeah.
Not a cheap one, a good one. And they were sold out. They didn't have one.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
But not next year, y'all. Ain't gonna catch me slipping. Ain't gonna catch me slipping. And I felt so bad because my yard was done. Every other house on the block was done. But my next door neighbor, the older Latino woman who came down with her shovel, you couldn't see her driveway at all. It's like nobody helped her out.
Yeah.
And I felt defeated just looking at her driveway. I knew it was nothing I can do. So, at least that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Me and the missus got to talking, and this is not for no kudos or nothing, but hopefully we can inspire somebody out there to be neighborly and just show love.
Yeah.
As the Bible commands us to love our neighbor as ourselves. As we was talking, we was like, man, my spirit can't rest knowing that she's over there barricaded in her home and she can't leave if she wanted to. So we was talking, and she reached out to one of her friends who lived not too far from us and asked who do her parents' yard. So she gave us a reference. We contacted the gentleman, and long story short, we paid for our next door neighbor driveway to get plowed. And I'm pretty sure she really appreciated that. She was happy. The guy who was plowing the yard said, her driveway said, she came to the door and was like, who sent you over here? What are you doing? And he pointed to our house. He said, your neighbors sent me over here. She said, okay, well, I don't got no money. He said, that's okay. That's okay, ma'am. It's paid for. So we took care of her yard, man, and we just want to inspire more people to start looking out for their neighbors, looking out for their loved ones.
Yeah.
And we live in a diverse community. It's blacks, whites, like I said, Latinos, and we don't all know each other. We don't all socialize with each other like that, but in that moment, it felt like a community. It felt like a family. So I just want to inspire more people to start looking out for their community and be mindful of the people that's around them. So that's how my week was. Eventful, but blessed, to say the least. So we're here today just to chop it up with y'all a little bit, just to talk about current events. We got a topic we're gonna dive into. One of the current events I want to talk about is A.J. Johnson, the actress who played on Baby Boy. The mother, right? She's an actress. She's a life coach. She's a fitness coach. This is her profession. But she was recently on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast, and if you know anything about that, they talk about sex a lot. It's very sexual podcast. Depending on your tolerance for or your appetite for that kind of conversation, you may enjoy it or you may not. I really don't, but to each his own. Um, but she was on the podcast and she was talking about when she was 50 years old for her birthday. She had she called it a threesome. It was two men and her. She's 59 now, so this is 9 years ago. So she had a threesome. It was two men and her, and she was describing this as if it was a beautiful dance. I'm gonna let my wife kind of read some of what she was saying.
So she said it was never like them together. They were like they were flip flopping me. One would please me, then he passed me to the other, and one would kiss me, and then he would spin me around for the other. It was like a beautiful dance. It was like doing the salsa with two guys at the same time, just like romantic and sexy, and never intertwined, but at the same time, it was two.
I don't know how you guys were raised, but that sounds like a train to me. I'm from the hood. I've been around a long time. Jumped off the porch early in life. Now she just tried to reword, change the whole definition of what a train is. But that was a train she described as a beautiful dance like salsa. They were flipping me back and forth. When one would get through, the other one would start pleasing me. How did it sound to you though, as a woman? I mean, what did you think when you read it?
I was like, man, that's rough. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Did you think it was TMI?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, I know it was 9 years ago, but some stuff, I just feel like, you know, just dad with that. Don't tell nobody. That was her own personal thing. Don't.
I mean, but we're in a world right now where anything goes. Live your truth and not be ashamed of anything. Do you think that's a healthy way to live?
Well, no. And I was actually, honestly, when I read it, I was like, are you serious? Like, first of all, lip service, there's a lot of people that watch it and a lot of young people. It's so much stuff going on in the world, and kids are so impressionable. When I say kids, I mean your teens to your young adults are watching this show. They follow Angela Yee because they know she's on the Breakfast Club, so they want to see what else she's doing, right? So we have our teens and young adults watching this, and now they're curious. They're already curious, so now they like, man, she said it was like doing a dance.
She made it sound so fun. You right?
Well, it didn't sound fun to me, but
I mean the way she dressed it up though, it's like
Yeah.
it was like doing a beautiful salsa dance. One was pleasing me, and then he got done, and he spit me around, and he was pleasing me. The way she dressed it up, you know,
Yeah.
she tried to make it sound fun.
Yeah.
Now you know what it really is,
Right.
so you know it wasn't fun, or wasn't really a respectable thing or a classy thing because you're a different type of woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you ain't look at it like that. But the way she tried to dress it up, the language, she made it sound interesting. So a person who are open minded about sex and inexperienced or whatever, it makes them curious about something like that. Man, I want to do that for my 30th birthday or whatever
Right.
birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I just think that it's tripped out, man. Just what we accept.
Right.
Right.
A lot of people was saying on the post like, oh, it's her body. She can do what she want to do. She can, but
And
I just feel like after listening to it, I didn't listen to it, but I read it. Next time I see her on anything, I don't care if it's 3 years from now, I'm gonna think about her talking about that threesome. I'm not gonna remember the fact that she's was on the movie Baby Boy. I'm not gonna think about the fact that she's a certified life coach or a fitness coach. First thing I'm gonna think about is the salsa.
the train, right? And another thing people like to say is that's their business, that's her business, that's his
And
business,
it is.
and it is until you make it
everybody
public,
else's. Yeah.
until you make it everybody else's business. So
Yeah.
if you have the right to put it out there,
Hmm.
other people have the right to defend it.
Pretty much.
So the rest of us have a right to have an opposing view. We
Absolutely.
have the right to respectfully disagree with
Absolutely.
whatever it is. So once you make it the world's business,
Hmm.
people can have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
It was her business when it was between her and those two other guys or whoever else knew in her circle. But when she made it the world's business, it's everybody's business.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on that. Regardless of how she dressed the language up, it's still a train. And I know a lot of ladies say it's double standards, and it is. Um, Me having two women, a threesome, the life that I'm living right now, the life that I'm trying to live and walk, it's wrong in God's eyes, regardless if whether we married or I'm single, it's still wrong. If she do it, it's called a train, and it's still wrong. Now in the world, society may accept me doing it more than her, and that's the double standard that you guys talk about. But you got to keep in mind that your womb is God's workshop. You have the ability to bring life from another realm, from a spiritual realm into this world. So you are expected to be a little bit more careful with your body, a little bit more selective with the energy that you share with other people, um, classier. Women were kind of harder to get. You had to chase women
Hmm.
to get whatever you might have wanted out of them, and that was special. But a lot of women today is they no longer allowing us men to chase them. They just giving us everything we want right away, and it's taking away the mystique. It's taking away the classiness. And we can talk about shaming people all we want, but I think shame is a good thing. But I'm not going to even go deep off into that. We can get off into that another day. But I think shame could be a blessing because shame is an agent for change.
Mm.
So but we can get off into that another day. But I just thought that article was wild. It was TMI.
Definitely.
It
Yeah.
was TMI.
Definitely.
But that's what they do on their show. They normalize a whole bunch of stuff that is not normal, so to speak. So, but anything else to say on that subject?
Um, it's a trick, and there's some tricks.
It's a trick, and there are some tricks. Oh, that was
I'm
funny. Let's
sorry.
talk about what's in your glass, babe. What's in your glass?
I'm just drinking a red blend tonight. I like a red wine. Um, I normally don't really like to do a Merlot because it's like super dry and super strong. But a red blend has a little bit of this one has a little bit of cab, a little bit of a little bit of Merlot, and some Syrah. So those three.
And this is what was it? A Roscato.
Yeah.
This is a Roscato. Drink a little wine every now and then. I like the sip wine with my missus, and we have these type of conversations all the time. They just never really taped. So we talk we talk about everything.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's one of the special things about our relationship. And when we get around a group of friends, whether we like-minded or not, we still have these type of conversations, and we're able to respectfully disagree and just have intellectual conversations and just challenge one another in our thinking, in our perspectives and all of that. So we love to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
But the main reason we wanted to have this conversation tonight, it's not centered around nothing that we talked about. We just wanted to talk about relationship dynamics, relationships in general, marriages, and just people that you're dating. We want to talk about the subject of control, right? So, controlling relationships seems like they're all over the place. Do we know how to recognize controlling relationships, which can feel abusive a lot of the times? Sometimes we can be so blinded in love, people don't even know they're in controlling relationships. And we just want to talk about a few ways you can know that you're possibly in a controlling relationship, that you got a controlling man or controlling woman trying to control your every move. And we just want to talk about, is that healthy or unhealthy?
Well, of course, it's unhealthy to be in a controlling relationship, whether it's a man or a woman. You got to be watchful for that. Like some things we may find okay because you love that person, but you got to be realistic with yourself.
See, some people be in these relationships and they almost feel like prisons.
Hmm.
No relationship or marriage should ever feel like prison. Some people want to control where you're going, who you're going with, even time, how long you've been gone. At some point, there has to be some trust. And when you have a person when one of you guys are too controlling, it speaks to some insecurities and some trust issues. So let's give some examples of that. You might have had friends that you grew up with your entire life, male and female, strictly platonic, straight friendship, nothing, no funny business going on. Then you meet someone. Just say this is a woman, and you meet a man. Now this man come along, he's almost everything you like. You know, you like him a lot. You guys are hitting it off, you're dating, maybe a year go by, 2 years. Sometimes it don't even have to be that long before a person starts to try to insert their dominance. So now he's telling you that you can't go out with such and such and such and such and such and such. Now this ain't your male friend that's strictly friends. You can kind of understand that. But these are your girlfriends that you grew up with, went to elementary school. And now this guy that you just met, just started being with, he's telling you that you can't go out with her, you can't spend time with her, that you need to not be friends with her. But these are girls that you call your sisters, that you grew up with. Those, in my opinion, those are red flags.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Men coming into a young lady's life and just trying to control their girlfriends.
Yeah, that's a lot. I was talking to somebody earlier today. Funny we having this conversation, and she was saying how she's been with her husband for a long time, and they're recently separated, but she's starting to love herself again, and how previous years she told herself, I can't do this and I can't go this place because he won't like this and he won't like that. And it was all about what he wanted and what he liked. And until she woke up one day and realized, like, who am I? What am I doing in this relationship? So they're separated now, and mending some things, but she loves herself now to the point where she doesn't even know if she wants to be back into that relationship with him again.
So, do you think that just on the outside looking in from that situation and any situation like that, do you think that she didn't really love herself, or do you think she lost herself in the process,
It could have been
or is that the same thing?
pretty much.
It's the same thing. You think she didn't love herself, or did she lose herself?
Um, I don't know. I feel like if you loved yourself, then you won't lose yourself. I could be wrong, but
Okay,
that's just how I feel about it.
okay. So, do you think that a lot of young women or women, period, who find themselves in those type of situations, do you think they lose themselves? Is that what it is?
Yeah, because women, we tend to kind of wrap ourselves around that man that we love. Like we give up relationships, family, because we love you.
Yeah.
You know, we don't go around our friends as much anymore because we want to be with you. You know, if you decide we going over my mom's house for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and we like, well, see you when I see you, mama. And it's just reality,
right.
You know, across the board, women have done that for years.
And I think in any healthy relationship, you got to have balance.
Mm-hmm.
I got to allow you and like for you to be with your girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a like for you to spend time with your girls, because there's certain things that you guys can talk about, me and you can't talk about,
Mm-hmm.
or not the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't get the feedback from me that you can get from your girls,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa.
Absolutely.
Like, I need to be with my guys sometime. For most of you guys who probably don't know, I am a lead of the men's ministry at my church, and me and the brothers get together every so often, and we just chop it up about life, not only about God, because it is a church, it is a ministry. So we talk about God, of course, we talk about the word, of course, but we actually talk about life, man. We talk about our family, we talk about our kids, we give each other advice. Nobody is so caught up in their ego or pride that they feel like they can't take any constructive criticism, advice, or be held accountable to the man that they say they are or want to be. And those are true relationships.
Absolutely.
True relationships.
Yes.
When you can speak into someone's life and they listen to you, and it's not handled or not looked at as disrespect, or it's going to be some kind of friction between us now. It's going to be uncomfortable or odd because we had this conversation. A lot of people don't have real relationships. They don't have real friendships. They think they do.
Yes.
But as soon as somebody disagrees with them or don't condone the mess that they're promoting, then it's a problem. Now they don't want to talk to that person no more. But that's not a friendship.
Right.
You know?
Right.
At all.
Yeah, you may hear like, I don't know how she gonna tell me when she had a man did XYZ, and it's like, cause I experienced it.
Maybe that's how she learned. Maybe that's how she learned to tell you, hey, don't go that way. I did this.
Right.
I've been through this. It's gonna go like this. It's gonna break your heart. It's gonna mess you up. But a lot of us feel like, I'm grown. I can do what I want, and you can at the end of the day. But God places people in our lives to make us better.
Mm-hmm.
There is a scripture in the word that says, iron sharpens iron. So, first of all, if you're the smartest and wisest person in the room, you need to find a new room.
Mm.
You don't need to be the smartest and wisest, because who's gonna build you up? Who's gonna lift you up? But iron sharpens iron. You need to be around people who's gonna keep you sharp and on your toes. When you sharpening something up, there's some resistance there. There's some friction there. If this thing is smooth, it's never going to sharpen this piece that you're trying to sharpen. If it's smooth, there needs to be some resistance, some roughness. So in a relationship, at some point, it needs to be a little friction there. It needs to be a little challenge, a little tension. On the other side of that, we come out better and we come out sharper. Mm-hmm. You don't need a yes man or yes woman
Yeah.
You need somebody that's gonna challenge you every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, friends have things in common, but sometimes we disagree, and it's cool. But controlling, man, controlling. My wife was just on the phone with one of my partners, one of my dogs. I call my brother. Now, she talked to, it's a few of my partners, my guys, over the years that she can pick up the phone and call, or they can call her, and I ain't tripping. I'm not tripping. Like I know that these are her brothers like they mine, and she's their sister. So I don't got to be in a room trying to eavesdrop everything they talk about. I'm not worried, and that's not me being naive or overly confident or whatever. Because at the end of the day, no grown man or woman can stop another person from doing anything.
Right.
And it all depends on the foundation of your relationship. What is your relationship built on? But we'll talk about that on another discussion. Right now, we want to talk about control. I'm not worried about my wife on the phone talking to my brother or my blood brother or any of my partners that I call my brothers. That because a lot of times when I was a knucklehead, when I was doing my own thing, when I was acting crazy, when I didn't know how to be the man that I needed to be for her, it was them that she leaned on and poured her heart out to. So I respect that and I know that, but it's a lot of controlling relationships, man. And I just want to say that if you're not married, you need to pay attention to those warning signs because God always give us warning signs before you have a baby with somebody,
Yeah.
before you get married to somebody. If there's always red flags, and you need to be honest with yourself. If this is something I'm willing to deal with, can I live with this? Do I really like this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, no relationship should feel like a prison. None.
No, that's truth. Um, I was just saying, like he said, look out for warning signs. Don't lose yourself. You know, um, it's easier said than done, but don't stop doing the things that you like to do. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, like the old folks used to say. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't do that.
But clarify that statement because some people might take that to mean to have a backup plan for another man, a side piece, or something like that. So, what do you mean by don't put all your eggs in one
Well,
basket?
what I mean is like don't focus like on one. Like you go to the store and it's all these sales, but you just gonna focus on getting the the soap that you see on sale. When there's so many other things, you got deodorants, you got toothpaste on sale, but you just gonna get all soap. Like, don't buy just one thing. Don't just like focus on just that the man and what he likes. Keep doing the things you like. Keep hanging around the friends that you like to hang around. Um, now, if he says, watch out for that one because she may be a snake or I seen her do such whatever. Listen to that, but you still have to use your own wisdom. Basically, that's what that means.
So yeah,
It's
so there are also some exceptions, right?
yeah,
So if I got some partners of mine that is not about the right, and she see it, and she pulled my coattail, she pulled my ear, she say, "Hey man, such and such, he ain't blah blah blah." Like she said, listen to that, take that in consideration, and maybe a lot of times what the other one see comes out to be right, and sometimes it's not though.
right.
So listen to it,
And pay
but
attention.
and
Be
pay
watchful.
attention, be wise in your decisions because,
Yeah,
like I said, there are exceptions. I might see one of her girls in the club or hear something back or something that is contrary to how she presented herself, maybe a backstabber to her or whatever, and I let her know. But it needs to be a valid reason
yeah,
why I come to her and need her to to be mindful or watchful or end a friendship that she's had that she values, not because I'm insecure or got low self-esteem and don't trust her friend with no valid reason. Don't trust them to be together because of whatever. At the end of the day, I gotta trust my wife. We got a relationship, not them. She has to be wise enough to know, okay, to know what they're into, where they're going, and should I be a part of that? That's her decision. She needs to be wise enough to do that. Again, that goes back to the foundation of your relationship. What is it built on? So there are exceptions. But for the most part, a lot of people be in these controlled relationships. People just want to keep you in the house, keep you away from the world, away from society because I said so. While on the other hand, I get to go or they get to go wherever they want to go and be with whoever they want to be with. And it's a very one-sided relationship. Those are red flags, man. You need to watch out for that. And don't lose your voice. If you feel like you're in a situation like that, you need to have a conversation, a real conversation, and lay it on the table like, hey, I'm not your prisoner. If you trust me, if you love me, you trust me, and you're going to respect me like I'm going to respect you. And that's how we can move forward and have a healthy relationship. Not going to have me in the house being your slave. I'm being secretly mad with my mouth poked out, doing everything you say, cooking your food. I make sure I keep a clean house, and this is me thinking as a woman, right? You keeping a clean house, cooking my food, doing everything you're supposed to do or want to do as a wife, but I'm not showing you no love, no respect. I'm not allowing you or wanting you to go have you some you time.
Yeah.
So it ain't just about kicking it with your girls. Maybe you just want to go get your hair done, go get your nails done, go get pampered, get your feet done. I may not be with you, and a lot of times I don't want to be with you while you getting all that done, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, go do that. Go do that if you need to do it by yourself. Make an appointment, or you and your girls go make a spa day. Y'all go do that. I'm not tripping. And do I trip?
No, you don't.
Okay. So again, man, everybody's relationship is different. The dynamics is different. Sometimes a person's reputation or their history plays into how one is treated within a relationship. But if it get that serious, I think you need to question, why am I really with this person if I don't trust them? If some people say I can't trust him as far as I can throw him. You heard that before,
crazy. Right? Yeah.
Why are you with him? Why are you laying down with a person like that? It's just going to cause you more stress, more heartache and pain, and more conflict in your relationship, regardless of what the relationship is. Your girlfriend, your fiance, your marriage. It's just going to cause more heartache and pain if you can't trust them. So I don't even understand the purpose of it, but of course, if you're in a marriage, you just can't just walk away from it from there. So I'm not saying that either, but we just got to be wise, man. Take the handcuffs off your girl, fellas. You can't stop her from doing whatever she's gonna do. You can't stop another grown person.
And can't nobody take nothing that don't want to be taken.
Facts. That's all I wanted to say for now. Just wanted to speak on controlling relationships, which is also abusive relationships. You can be mentally and physically abusive in relationships that are very controlling. So be mindful of those things, y'all. A couple that prays together stays together. If God is in it, who can be against it?
Yeah.
We're just two imperfect human beings serving a perfect God. That's it. One of y'all.